course, we got another story coming from lawandcrime.com. This story coming again from Florida. Florida just got a ton of stories coming out. A lot of bad parents. Let's talk about the individual that you guys see on my screen. Let me give you a disclaimer real quick about my type of content. Some viewers may find the following content offensive and controversial. The information in this video comes from multiple sources, including court records, official police charges, news web articles, and interviews. This video commentary also contains my personal opinions about the facts of this story. The point is to use this story as a cautionary tale in hopes of preventing tragedies like these to children going forward. Viewer discretion is advised. That is your official disclaimer. We'll go ahead and close this part out here. Let's talk about our story again, lawandcrime.com. A 23-year-old man in Florida was arrested last week for allegedly killing his girlfriend's 1-year-old daughter. Hashtag mom's boyfriend. Yet again. Beating the child so severely that her body was bruised from head to toe in what ER doctors described as the worst case they had ever seen. Jacob Randall Robinson, or Robison, the fool that you guys see on my screen, mom's boyfriend. I don't know why y'all keep bringing y'all young, defenseless children around your boyfriends just because you like having sex with them and you think that makes them a suitable parent, a suitable caretaker, and it doesn't. Ladies, stop leaving these men around your kids. Maybe they don't even need to meet your kids ever. He was taken into custody on Thursday and charged with 1 count of second-degree murder in the toddler's death, court documents reviewed by Law and Crime. According to a probable cause affidavit, deputies with the Wakulla County Sheriff's Office's WCSO at about 11:09 p.m. on the night of July the 12th, a few weeks ago, responded to a call from the victim's mother, who said that her 1-year-old daughter was not breathing and was turning blue. She advised the dispatcher that she was pulling into the Dollar General store in the 1400 block of Shadyville Road, which is about 20 miles south of Tallahassee, Florida. Upon arriving at the scene, first responders said that they found the mother, identified in court documents as Skylar, in the parking lot crying and clutching her daughter to her chest while pleading for help. 2 deputies attempted life-saving measures with an AED and chest compressions, but said the little girl was covered in bruises and completely unresponsive. Wakulla County Fire Rescue paramedics arrived and transported the child to the Tallahassee Memorial Hospital, where medical staff in the emergency room pronounced her dead. Detectives at the hospital noted that the victim had significant bruising to her jawline, her chest, as well as her rear buttocks area, as well as additional bruising from head to toe, saying it appeared the toddler had been beaten to death. He just flat out beat her to death. While in the ER, a detective spoke to medical staff in the ER who advised this was the worst case they had ever seen and whomever was responsible should be put away, the affidavit states. A subsequent autopsy found the victim had recently suffered 2 separate brain hemorrhages that were not consistent with a single act. Is it possible mom might have knew? Investigate her also. Mom needs to be investigated also. She put her daughter in the thug lion cage with the thug lion, and the thug lion mauled and murdered her baby, and I think mom needs to be held responsible for that too. She at least needs to be investigated. Because mom liked the thug, and then the thug killed her baby. Skylar told investigators that she had been working earlier in the day when her live-in boyfriend, identified as Robison, so he didn't have no place to live. He living off a woman, proving he ain't shit, texted her saying he was cuddling with the victim when she somehow fell off the bed. Cuddling? Why would he even use that word? Like, that sounds sexual. He was cuddling with the victim when she somehow fell off the bed, adding, "So if she has another knot on her head, you know why." Let me say that again. So if she has another knot on her head, you know why. His words, according to court documents, Hashtag not my words. That's why I believe mom needs to be investigated and potentially be charged too. So she knew stuff has been wrong and it's been stuff she's been ignoring. When this all comes out in court, I think she needs to be arrested too. She hit hard, so I'm sure there will be, Robison wrote in reference to the head injury, according to the police report. Skylar, the mother, advised that she and Rob Robison lived in a shed behind Robison's parents' home with her daughter and Robison's 2-year-old son. In a shed. But y'all out here fucking and making kids and ain't even got a place to live. When the victim's mother arrived home from work around 10 p.m. that evening, she said her daughter was in a playpen and had purple lips with a blanket covering her body to her chin. Skylar, the mother, removed the blanket from the victim and saw bruises on her face and body, the affidavit states. Skylar also stated the victim was not breathing, was cold to the touch, and was limp. Skylar, the mother, reported that this person, they're not even referring to her as a boy or a girl, but the victim did not have bruises to her body when she left. Oh, to her body. So it was a little girl. Did not have bruises to her body when she left for work earlier in that evening. So sometimes context clues. So this was a little girl. We just don't have her name or a picture. Skylar started driving towards the hospital with her daughter before calling 911 for help. Meanwhile, police say Robison told his mother that Skylar was taking her daughter to the hospital and left his son with her mother, explaining that he was going to follow her to the hospital. However, Robison never arrived at the hospital and told his father that police had Robison turned off the GPS tracker on his phone just before midnight that evening. Investigators looking over the crime scene noted that the couple's bed was wedged between a wall on one side and the baby's playpen was on the other side, leaving no room for the child to fall, as Robison described. So they found out he was lying. They also found out what appeared to be blood on the underside of a pillow in the baby's playpen. Investigators ran Robison's license plate through the tracking system and located his vehicle in Albany, Georgia, which is about 100 miles north of Tallahassee, at about 1:26 a.m. on July 13th. So it sounded like he tried to run. Robison was arrested later that day and is currently being held in the Wakulla County Jail without bond. Sorry, I can't read all these words. Robison has a pending case for child abuse and battery in the county, which was filed in April of 2023. Let me read that again. He has a pending case that the mother could have found out about if she would have did her Googles and did a background check. He has a pending case for child abuse and battery in the county, which was filed in April of 2023. It is unclear who the alleged victim was in the prior case, a prior abuse case. Robison has filed a request to be represented by a public defender in the murder case. Here's what I'm confused about. What I'm confused about is how have I been doing stories for all these years, and every day that I wake up, I get a brand new email from somebody showing me a story where a mother has left her child in the hands of an alleged live-in boyfriend babysitter, and he beat and murdered the child to death or sexually abused the child. Every day I get a brand new email. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. And I 100% agree. This is not even trailer park trash. This is shed park trash. If you guys are listening, do me a favor and hit that thumbs up. In the memory of this baby, if we find out a name and a picture, we will post it in the thumbnail to pay homage to the child. Okay? The child is already deceased. The child is at no longer no risk. So if we find a picture, if y'all have a picture, you can email it to afcmatters@gmail.com to pay respects to this baby, okay? Here we go. 2 videos.
New this afternoon, the Wakulla County Sheriff's Office confirms arresting a man for the death of a young child. Deputies responded to a call about a 1-year-old child laying unresponsive in a store parking lot Wednesday. The child was taken to the hospital and pronounced dead. After investigating, deputies arrested 23-year-old Jacob Robinson Thursday on homicide charges. They also found he committed aggravated child abuse, which ultimately led to the child's death. He is being held in the Wakulla County Jail without bond.
Developing now, a 1-year-old child is dead following signs of abuse, and a 23-year-old is in jail charged with that child's murder. I'm Ariel Schiller in Crawfordville outside of the Wakulla County Sheriff's Office, where they announced that they arrested Jacob Robison. It's a situation that's hitting law enforcement hard. Lieutenant Jeffrey Yarborough is the public information officer with the Sheriff's Office. He's also a father himself. He says cases that involve children are difficult to handle. That's why the Sheriff's Office had a mandatory briefing Thursday for everyone involved in this case.
We were able to start a process yesterday with all the parties involved, with the Sheriff's Office who were involved, of counseling and debriefing, and we will continue those efforts just to make sure that everybody who may have any issue dealing with it or who is involved is given the proper help in coping and processing.
Lieutenant Yarborough told me deputies responded to the Dollar General on Shadeville Road Wednesday. They got a report of an unresponsive 1-year-old. Deputies found the child with its mother. They started CPR, then Wakulla County EMS took the child to the hospital. That's where they pronounced the child dead. Lieutenant Yarborough says the child appeared to have physical signs of abuse. Their investigation led them to Robison. He was arrested Thursday. I asked for more details about the case. While Yarborough says Robison doesn't have a familial relation to the child, investigators can't release the name of the victims in this case due to Marsy's Law. That law protects victims in crime cases and gives victim rights equal to that of the accused and convicted. Robison is being held in the Wakulla County Jail without bond. Yarborough says a court date hasn't been set for him yet. He's charged with homicide, murder dangerous, or depraved without premeditation. In Crawfordville, Ariel Schiller, ABC 27.
Now, if they're trying to apply that to a dead child, then by all accounts, I really don't understand that, how they can't put out the name and face of a dead child so we can just pay homage. The child is no longer at risk, can't be harmed. Nothing else can happen to that kid that this fool has already done. He's ended this child's life and had a pending case in a whole nother situation. So I'd like to get more details about that as well. So RIP to that child. We don't even know what to refer to her as. But like I say, I think he deserves a life sentence, and he's clearly an abuser, and I don't think he should ever get another chance to abuse any other children. A life sentence seems to be the only suitable thing. Investigate the mother also. Let me know what you guys think about that. Thank you guys so much. I get tongue-tied. Thank y'all so much for your support and joining the AFC, where we advocate for children first. From my heart to yours, I love you guys. Thank you, and you have a blessed day. Have a blessed night, and let me know what you guys think. That's what the comment section's for. I do read it. I do respond to a lot of comments in there, okay? Thank you.